Hi friend, hope you're doing well. All good here. Today I want to talk about confidence because it isn't something that you can buy in a store. People assume someone is confident, but it's really more of a feeling that comes and goes. It isn't something that is tangible or something that you can, just have all the time. With that said, there are days that I feel blah, and there are days that I feel confident because of something that I did. By that, I mean things that you can do in your routine or small little ways where you can build confidence and move away from insecurities. So that's what I'm going to be breaking down today with some quick tips on how you can always find confidence. And I plan to use videos like these to come back to personally because when I feel a lack of confidence, I rewatch these and I'm like, oh, I should be doing that. So it's sort of a self-reminder as well. This first tip is quick and honestly, it doesn't cost very much money. It's just to hop in the shower. Do this every single day, and it doesn't have to be very long. It's just the act of getting this routine started. It's called a trigger, where you're telling your brain to wake up. It's time to have this new day, and it's a way to also, there's a dopamine level thing that's happening that tells your body physically that you're gonna have a great day. Also, I think it helps with confidence because if you know that you showered that day, you know that you're not going to have to worry about oh, do I smell okay? Do I look all right or anything? There's something on a physical level that is telling your brain that a shower is going to make you feel amazing. After you have briefly showered, you can help your lips by not having chapped lips. For me, this is an insecurity because I always seem to have chapped lips. In fact, it's a reminder to myself to drink more water because the first line of defense, not really line of defense, but the first way that my body tells myself that I need to drink water is by my lips not being hydrated. So after I drink water, then I try to do something to my lips, whether that's lipstick, lip gloss, lip balm. So I always carry with me a lip balm where I'm going to have that moisture, and then I can add some lipstick pigment on it as well. But some pigmented lip balms that I really like are Burt's Bees. The pomegranate flavor in particular is a win. That's a recommendation by my facial esthetician. She specifically said the pomegranate one is more hydrating than the others for whatever reason. The other one that I really like to use is by Cosa Sport, and that has hyaluronic acid in it, so that is very hydrating, but having it in a lip balm makes the hydration stay put. And I don't even use hyaluronic acid on my face because it clogs my pores, but I do put it on my lips. So that's what I use there. I also really like a lip gloss by Emile Corden. That's a little bit more of a luxury price point, but I really do appreciate the hydration there. And also I get it in a clear shade so that I can combine it with my lipsticks. Next, make sure that you feel confident in your bras and underwear for the day. Not only how it lays with the garment that you're wearing, but just feeling like you're wearing something amazing underneath is going to make it feel like you have this invisible superhero cape. I think that when you feel comfortable, it's not too scratchy, it's not digging in anywhere, and you know that it's of a nice fabric, you're gonna feel amazing. You're gonna feel so much more confident by something that people don't see. In fact, I think that that is how you do find confidence a lot, by just feeling good in your own skin. And so this is one way where you can do that. A couple of brands that I really like are Intimissimi and Negative Underwear, and I'll leave links down below in the description box if you want to see those. Next, don't forget about your fingers. So the different ways that I like to look down and see that my nails look good through my day is to not have any chipped nail polish, but just a clear gloss will really help. And even when that does eventually chip, it's not very noticeable. So a lot of times when I wear a pigmented nail polish, then I look down and I'm like, oh, that was awful. I should have taken my nail polish off this morning and I totally forgot. So using just a clear polish works really well for that. I also like to use some of those lip balms and lip glosses from earlier that aren't pigmented to put on my nail bed. And that really helps because everybody has those little dry patches on your nails somewhere, and to just freshen them up and keep them hydrated is going to help with your overall nail health, and it'll look really great too. So I do that especially because I wear a lot of rings. I love rings. They bring attention there. It's tells people about your style choice. It tells you so much about that person. But then having a good nail polish game works really well as well. Okay, when it comes to makeup, aside from just lip gloss or like lipstick, the one thing that I would always bring with me is a cream blush, because I can wear it when I'm not wearing any other makeup, and I can also wear it in combination with the makeup that I love. So a cream blush is going to look more lit from within, which is how Merit describes it. I love Merit's cream blush. I also really like Lila Bee. Both of those brands have something that looks very natural and glowy, and you can find a shade that really works for your complexion. But I appreciate having a blush because if I'm wearing a color that doesn't quite suit me, I can get by with just a little bit more of a blush. I also recommend, as my next tip, to add a little color to the tip of my nose and then in the corners of my eyes. Having a little color in the corners of my eyes is a tip that I learned from the makeup artist of Marilyn Monroe. And so they were able to add a little bit of color there, which helped brighten the eyes, especially when it was in black and white, when you really could only work with things like contrast to be able to make the eye look bright. But then also I appreciate having that little bit of color there, because if my eyes have some redness to it, adding a little bit of red on the outsides of my lids is going to sort of negate that. It'll make the eyes look much brighter in contrast. I think when I'm going about my day, the one thing that I end up noticing that I skipped is if my clothes have some wrinkles in them. It's something that doesn't take very much time, but the thought and energy and effort of like getting out the iron, getting the ironing board to screech, and then putting it down in the corner, and I've got to go fill it with water. This is a whole process. So I like to set myself up with success with this one small hack in my routine. If you have room, keep the ironing board open and keep the iron set there. So all I have to do is get some fresh water in there. I think that the majority of people have bought an iron, but if you have only an iron, then it's really cumbersome to try to do that with delicate fabrics, or just going through that process is heavy. So instead, maybe for your next birthday, you should ask someone to buy you a steamer. So a steamer is wonderful because it's quicker, you don't have to deal with the hassle, it doesn't take up as much room, and it works on all fabrics. It's a way to keep all of my clothes that I do invest in great condition. There's no odors, there's no like permanent wrinkles that I can't get out. And the great thing is that I can just do that after I have worn a garment, so I don't have to continually wash and wash things. And then I can do it right beforehand to get out any last minute wrinkles. So it is so much more easy to do that. It's something that I should have treated myself to a long time ago, but a steamer is essential. So those were my tips on how to feel more confident in your day, a little bit more put together. And again, I like to reference these sorts of videos because, you know, with time I sort of forget them, and this is like a little journal entry where I can reference them and feel better in my day, and I know you guys like them too. So if you did like this, give it a thumbs up. It's sort of a throwback video, so I enjoy doing those too, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.